Welcome back, brush monkeys. This week we are painting this grenadier zombie. He's a creepy looking dude. And he is part of the Folklore Creatures of the Night box set. We won't be doing the entire box set right now, but eventually I am. I have got some of the figures I painted off camera, so they're done already. Some of the other figures are in the stripper waiting to be scrubbed off and painted, and they'll be added to the schedule for next year for their videos. But for right now, we're doing this guy. He is looking really decayed. He looks like a Bernie Wrightson drawing, and I'm tempted to almost leave him in black and white because of that. Just because I'm a huge Bernie Wrightson fan, but we're going to go ahead and paint this guy. I've got decaying flesh for his flesh. I've got Miskatonic gray for the little tatters of his shirt. I've got Army Painter deep blue for what's left of his pants. There. I put ivory for his eyes, but I think he's just got sunken eye sockets, so I don't think he's actually got eyes. There. I've got Vallejo neutral gray, so like a very dark gray, for his hair, and then Cygor brown for his base, doing all the base texture. All of that is going to get an all-over wash of Agrax Earthshade, and then his hair is getting dry brushed with Dawnstone. His base will be dry brushed with Underhive Ash, which is kind of a yellowish gray color, and then dry brushed again with Longbeard Gray. So it's going to look like freshly turned grave dirt, and then he'll get a black base band. So I think he's going to look really good. It's relatively simple paint job, not a lot going on there, but I think it's going to be pretty striking when he's done anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and get started on him. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so there's the skin. This is very different from how I normally like to work because of the all-over Agrax Earthshade. I normally like to do I'll base coat the skin, and then I'll shade wash the skin, and then I'll highlight the skin, and I'll come back and say, oh, look, here's the skin done. Ta-da. But because the entire figure is getting the same shade wash of Agrax Earthshade, I'm kind of doing all base coats first, and then the shade wash, and then all the highlights. So basically this is just the rotting flesh on it. Not a whole lot going on, just a base coat, like I said. That's pretty much how most of them are going to be. They're going to be just the base coats, and then you'll see what the shade wash does to the overall effect of it. So, on to the shirt. See you soon. Bye. Alright, I've gotten his clothes done. You can see the Miskatonic gray is kind of a very light purplish gray, and his pants are Army Painter deep blue. I noticed that he had a very pronounced belted belt buckle on there, so I got out the uniform brown from Reaper for the belt, and the belt buckle is done in Army Painter rough iron. Both of those, they seem kind of bright, but both of those will be darkened down by the Agrax Earthshade. And so now I just got his hair and his base to do. Oh, and he does have kind of sculpted eyes. I don't know if you can see that on there. Kind of sunken eyeball in that one socket at least. And then his teeth, I'm going to do those in ivory as well. And again, both of those will be darkened down by the Agrax. But yeah, he's coming along pretty well. I did notice, again, not for the first time, that I keep thinking, for some reason I'd gotten into my head that the old Grenadier and Ralpartha sculpts were inferior to the miniatures you can get today. And the more of these that I'm stripping and repainting, the more I'm finding out that's just not true. That a lot of times they're just as good, if not better, than sculpts they got back then. I mean, they got some nice, I don't know if you can see this on the folds of the clothing, got some nice deep cuts in there. There's an inset there, there's a nice deep cut behind the fabric here that makes the fabric stand out. And then there's, you know, the molding of the the ribs down in there. And this is all a one-piece figure. This all came out of a two-part mold. So that's pretty impressive technology for back then. So I'm pretty impressed with the level of detail on these guys. So anyway, I'm going to go on and paint the hair next, and then the base, and then we'll wash him and see how he looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, our hair is done, and the base is done. Base coated anyway. Since the base is contrast paint and the hair is still kind of wet too, I'm going to give those a little while to dry, and then we'll do the all over Agrax wash, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. I did do the I don't know if you can see that on here, did the ivory in that one eyeball and on his teeth. Like I said, both of those are going to be darkened up. I may go back in after the Agrax and dot that eyeball again just to make it stand out. But yeah, he's looking pretty good so far. Really like how he's coming along. Again, it's weird to see a miniature with all the base coats done and then no other progress beyond that. I don't usually work that way, so I'm kind of getting used to this. But yeah, he's coming along pretty well. I'm gonna let those dry, and then we'll wash it with the Agrax, and next time you see this guy, he'll be all shade washed. So see you soon. Bye. Alright, I've got our zombie all nice and shade washed. I did a couple layers of shade wash on him to get that nice dirty look to him, and gave him little spot shade washes here and there, like around his collarbone, his ribs, around the shirt, just to kind of bring out a little extra shadow on him. I think he's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the dry brushing the hair and the base. And I'll probably use a little bit of that Underhive Ash to dry brush the skin a little bit, just to kind of bring out that kind of sickly, rotten color again. Because looking at it on camera, it almost looks like actual skin and gets lost in the clothing a little bit. So I'm going to start with the dry brushes, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so I got the hair done, and now that I've dry brushed the hair, you can see a little more texture on there. It still looks dirty, still looks rotten and dead, but it's got a little more definition to the strands now, which I think looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do the base with the Underhive Ash, and since I'm doing the dirt with it, I'm going to go ahead and do the camera won't stay focused. I'm going to go ahead and do a light dry brush on the skin, just to kind of bring out that skin texture, and kind of tie it in with, make it look like something that just crawled up out of the ground, which I think will look really good. So I'm going to go give that a shot and see how it looks, and then we'll come back and go from there. Right, see you soon. Alright, I dry brushed on the Underhive Ash on the base. You can see that kind of fresh turned dirt look to it. And dry brushed a little on his skin and clothing as well. And I think it really nicely brought out the texture in the blue without actually making it look like another color on top of the blue. It just looks like faded jeans. And it also really kind of brought out that sickly green color on the skin, which I think is really fantastic. That really looks nice on there. Kept the shadows where I wanted them, everything. It looks fantastic. So up next, I'm going to do the, I'm going to go ahead and paint that eye with the ivory again. I'm going to leave the teeth the way they are, because you kind of, the teeth are exposed and you kind of want the teeth to be kind of ugly and rotten. But I want that eye to be kind of bright and ugly. And then I'm going to do the Longbeard Gray on the base to kind of brighten it up a little bit too. So, see you in a little bit. Alright, I did the, I painted in his eyeball there, and kind of shade washed around it a little bit more just to make it look a little more sickly and set it apart from the socket a little bit more. Did the Longbeard Gray on the base, and you can see how that kind of made it look that kind of grayish, fresh turned grave dust kind of color to it. Gave a light dry brush of the graveyard gray on his, or the longbeard ash, longbeard gray. I'll get it eventually. On his hair and his clothing. Again, not enough to make a huge difference, but it does add a little subtle effect to it, a little subtle weathering. And I think he looks really fantastic. I really love how this guy turned out. For all intents and purposes, he's done. All I got left to do is the base band, and you've seen me do that before. So I'm going to go do that, and then the next time you see this guy, he'll be completely finished. And we'll call it done. All right. Thanks for watching. See ya. All right, and there, ladies and gentlemen, is our finished Grenadier zombie from the Folklore Creatures of the Night box set. I think he came out really fantastic. I'm really loving how he looks. He was a lot of fun to paint. Really quick little paint job too, really. Even going outside my normal comfort zone in the order of base coat, shade wash, and highlight that I did him in. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below, and if you want to be notified when new videos get posted, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to support us in any way, check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We're on all those platforms. If you see a miniature on the site that you want to make one of your own, hit me up on Instagram. I can quote you a price for that. And if you want any Flying Monkey Studios merchandise, like t-shirts, things like that, hit me up on storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios and get all your merch there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.